Hello and good afternoon, everyone. If you have a mortgage, you need to listen to this. You owe it to your family to listen to this video. And it's not just repayment mortgages, it's interest-only mortgages too, and also commercial loans. You owe it to your family to listen to this. It doesn't cost you anything, does it? Only a couple of minutes of your time. And it'll be worth it, I guarantee that. It'll be worth it. You need to know this. We're just like, we're not legal people, we're not financial advisors, we're financial educators. And we're like messenger pigeons. We go out there, we learn this stuff, we research this stuff, and then, you know, we benefit from it, and then we go out there and we tell the world about it and tell you about it, because families need to know this, because it's just wrong. It's the banks pulling our trousers down again. You and your family need to know this stuff. So, like I said, we're talking about mortgage securitisation. We've partnered up with the leading law firm when it comes to mortgage securitisation. And we've partnered up with them because they've discovered major issues, many issues surrounding mortgage securitisation and how the banks package them up and sell them on to investors. You know, so once you've got, let's just say you've got a mortgage out with Santander yesterday, 6 months down the line, well, we don't know exactly when they do it, but, you know, they might package up 30 of them. They might package up 3,000 mortgages, but they'll sell them on to another bank, another entity, or investors down the line. And sometimes they've been sold on and sold on and sold on again. We're not against mortgage securitisation, but we're against it not being done properly. And we're going to explain a little bit more now anyway. But you need to know this. So if you've got a mortgage, listen on if you want to benefit from this. So our partners claim that 8 out of 10 mortgages in the UK no longer remain with the original lender. So it's actually 82.7% from their research of mortgages do not, no longer remain with the original lender. So most borrowers are unaware that this takes place, as the banks do not tell them. And from what we understand, when you took out your mortgage, you'll have granted them a power of attorney and the rights to sell, transfer, or assign your mortgage to someone else. So basically, without you being aware of it, there's a power of attorney in your paperwork that sells your mortgage on, but you're totally oblivious to this. As far as you're concerned, that bank that you got the mortgage, you got the loan out with, that bank, Santander, Halifax, or whatever, your mortgage is with them. But in 8 out of 10 cases, it's not. It's been sold on to somebody else. And they might even have different terms and conditions, because that's happened before too. But anyway, you can look into this yourself. You know, you're not aware of this, and you should be aware of this, and I'll tell you why. I'm just reading off my notes here because I don't want to miss anything. So, let's have a look. According to our partners then, if your lender has sold your mortgage, then they no longer have any financial interest in your property, as they will have already been paid and removed your liability from their books. I'll just say that again because this is a key point. So if your lender has sold your mortgage on, then they no longer have any financial interest in your property, as they will have already been paid and removed your liability from their books. So the liability is just not there anymore. It's owned by somebody else. But has that paperwork been done properly when that mortgage has been sold on, etc., etc.? There is more to it than this, of course, but anyway. If you decide to want to know more about this, obviously just get in touch anyway. But if you decide to sign up and actually challenge your lender, as I have, and as many of the team have, the majority of the team have, who have got mortgages, they're all challenging the lenders. If you decide to sign up and give it a go, and ask your bank basically through our team, ask your bank if your mortgage has been sold on, there's a possibility of actually clearing and writing off a big chunk of your mortgage debt. There's a possibility there, a very strong possibility that you may be able to write off a big chunk of your mortgage debt. Or they'll do it for you, obviously, and deal with it all for you. So they'll represent you in court. Well, if it ever got to court, but they'll represent you until a settlement is reached. And it's a no win, no fee basis. If they're successful and they reach settlement and settlement is reached, you would owe them 24%, including VAT. So if they got 100 grand written off your mortgage, let's just say, you would owe them 24 grand, £20,000 and 4 grand to the taxman, VAT. I'm sure you'll agree, it's definitely worth looking at, without shadow of a doubt. You know, for most families, just writing off 10%, 20% of your mortgage debt, that'd make a difference, wouldn't it? It'd bring your mortgage payments down, and you'd have more equity in your property, wouldn't you? It'd make a massive difference. So it's definitely worth looking at. You'd be daft not to look at it anyway. It's there is a cost up front, a very small cost up front, and it's £260 including VAT, and that's for them to confirm if your mortgage actually has been sold on or not. They basically look at they write to the banks. In short, they write to the banks, get all their information, and they've got a system of looking through all the paperwork, and they're looking for evidence that your mortgage has been sold on to somebody else. And if they find any evidence that your mortgage has been sold on, then they can take the case forward. But that costs you, for them to do that, it costs you £260. Well, if you ask us for a promotion code, it'll cost you £250. We'll get a tenner knocked off. But if they don't find any evidence, if they don't find any, because 10%, just 10% of the cases we do put through, 10% of them are coming back with a no, they can't find any evidence. But you'll just get your money back anyway, minus £56.40 it is. So you get most of your money back anyway. So it's a no-brainer really, isn't it? Why wouldn't you give it a go? Why wouldn't you give it a go? You've got the chance of possibly writing off, well, they say up to 70% of your mortgage debt. Up to 70% of your mortgage debt. Even if it was 50%, where would you be? What would that make you feel? What would that do for you and your family? So you can see now why we're actually getting this message out there and telling people about this, can't you? It's so important. Yeah, banks have basically, I'll try and summarise this, banks, they've given you a mortgage, they've sold it onto somebody else without you knowing it. The liability for that mortgage is off their books, but you're still paying that same bank. They don't own that debt anymore. And from our research, and from our partners' research, guess who's still in the land registry for the charge over your property, for the security over your property? It's the original lender. It's not the next lender or the next entity or person, wherever that debt's gone to. It's not them. It's the original lender, but it's off their books. So why is it still in land registry? Why is that bank still on the land registry? Original bank on land registry for the charge over your property. Why are they entitled to your property if you don't pay them? Hey, we're not saying don't pay them, guys. We're really not. It's not about that. We're just about fairness and people doing the right thing by it and being transparent. The banks, yet again, are pulling our trousers down. They're not just pulling our trousers down, they're slapping our asses hard. We've got big red hand marks on our asses. So please, when you listen to this, when you watch this, get this out there to your friends and your families, and just send, well, best way to do it is send us a text to 0778 134 064. So it's 0778 134 064. Send us a text with your first name and the words mortgage challenge. First name and the words mortgage challenge. And we'll get back to you with more information. We'll send you the link so you can go and research it yourself and look into it. Like I said at the very, very start, this is something you need to look at, and it's for your family's sake. It's strong stuff, isn't it? The government knew about this. One more point, the government knew about this. I think it was back in 1991, 92. They were warned about this. They were told that this might just kick them in the arse, and the government of the day did nothing about it. Again, look into this yourself. They did nothing about it, and guess what? Guess what's happening now? This is the first time this has been put together, as far as we know. So hopefully we're going to be successful, and we're very confident that it will be. But we never really know what's going to happen. But it's a no-brainer. 260 quid for the possibility of getting your mortgage debt written off, or a big chunk of your mortgage debt written off. In most people's cases, that's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds, isn't it? Right, thanks for listening. Like I said, just text us your first name and the words mortgage challenge if you want more information, or just PM us if you don't want to do that, and we'll get some more information out to you. Thanks for listening, take care, and have a cracking day.